Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dead by Dawn, Season 3, Round 6. We have a pig set between Voodoo and, I believe, Reliance. We have Voodoo's first pick of Pig on Midwich, and we see a very early chase coming into Beaver here. Getting hit through God Pallet.
Oh my god.
Sorry, so much happening right now. I forgot to introduce my lovely co-caster, Ray. Ray, tell me what we're expecting to see this match.
Hello. It's our first big set in the game, to be fair. Like we haven't really had this in DB yet, and I'm really excited to see it. But so far we're expecting a lot of undying value. Holy shit, this perk is doing a lot of good job. We will say it's a ping set, it's a cross ping set, so I'm expecting to see a lot of history palettes and just awesome mind games.
Yeah, I think we saw that first hit through pallet coming onto Beaver, definitely tasting that cross-ping. I'm not sure what region that is, I'll let you fill in next time, I'll hand over the microphone. But a very quick down from Draxi here onto Vinny, as Vinny dies on the gen that he was progressing on 4 up. This quick down is actually quite nice for our killer here. Obviously, you can't complain at any length down, as long as you get those downs going. But for Pig, that early game pressure and getting those head traps on really make a difference for the sway of the game.
Can we talk about this build though? It's quite an interesting build. We have like Face the Darkness, Plenty, Undying, and Ruin. It's such a like hard build to go against and think, especially on ping, because well, obviously you're gonna hit a lot of ballots and getting rid of those traps with Face the Darkness is gonna be really hard and annoying. I'm really excited to see.
Oh, sorry, cut you off there a little bit.
Nah, you're good.
It happens, bro. Like, yeah, as you said, the full Hex build can either go one of two ways, and Draxi here, I think, is going to be playing very aggressive, as we've seen earlier. An insane ambush, holy shit! Hello, Draxi is bringing the heat. Voodoo clearly bringing their A game for the pick here, and clearly showing us why it was their pick. Ray, like, tell me what I'm seeing, bro. Like, what on earth have I just witnessed? That was absolutely legendary.
You've seen a mastery. Oh my god, that was such a beautiful play. I don't think RG had a single chance to react to this, especially on ping. Like, this was just played fantastically. Voodoo clearly know what they're doing playing the big set.
Definitely. Well, we're not seeing a shabby start from our survivors here. Vinny getting his head drop off, and we do see a gen popping on 2 down as well. We do see a survivor working 4 up. Is that Vinny? I got a feeling that's Vinny.
I
I'm
think
not
it
quite
says,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, indeed it is. I just switched over to the survivor, so I just got to confirm my suspicions. This guy really loves that gen on 4 up. Very cautious here, very paranoid. I think he just saw a quick glimpse of the pig here as the pig was trying to catch them off guard. And is it enough? It is enough. Vinny making the vault on 3 up, managing to get distance without even giving a tag. Draxi just chasing in M1 form here. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this is really exciting. I was not expecting this from a midwich set whatsoever, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, no. Pig is really interesting set, like, surprisingly enough. And I want to say that we're seeing a massive value of Undying. I think at this point you might as well just run Undying only as your only perk and you're going to have all the info you need on the map.
Yeah,
This is
definitely.
just
That
insane.
totem on 4. That totem on 4 is doing absolute bits for Draxi here. And then, like, that's the only totem that Draxi is able to get value from, because
Yeah.
Undying only works on the Dull totems, and we only have 1 Dull totem in the match because we're running a 4 Hex build. I mean, unless Face the Darkness goes, and then obviously Face the Darkness does what Face the Darkness does. And it's a very it's a very odd perk choice, I do have to admit, but obviously Draxi knows what he's doing. We've seen an absolute masterclass so far, so I'm not gonna question the method behind the madness here.
Yeah, honestly. This totem again, like, oh my god, Vinny has to hate this totem, like, genuinely, oh my god. This totem is doing Lord's work. This is just, it's just insane value. Also seen another chase and going down, oh my god. Drax is doing just amazing.
Yeah, this is second hook coming onto our Renato here, on top of the progress gen as well. Honestly, if I were Vinny here, I'd be so irritated with that totem, I would be wanting to cleanse it right now and give him first stack of Penti for absolutely no reason. But we do see Face the Darkness, the first proc of the game. We see people on 7 down, I believe, and I believe that was 12 up. I'm not quite sure. My depth
Yeah.
perception was not great, but we do see Jake losing a 50 here, gets the pallet drop, but still takes the tag anyway, going towards 11 side bot. I think Draxi just going to be playing, patrolling gens. 12 does pop, but Draxi still has a lot of pressure with the Renato going to second, or Renato being second stage after that lovely flick that we saw earlier. And oh! Oh, that was nasty.
No, Drax is just insane. Someone just stop this man.
he's on a roll. Like I don't know what I was expecting, Ray, but it certainly was not this. I'll tell you that, but absolutely nothing. This guy is stopping at nothing. Pallets don't even matter to this man.
Don't die in value again. Oh my god.
I do believe this is Beaver though, because you have
Yeah,
the only non-injured survivor here, or non-dead survivor as well. We have Renato being found as well on second hook.
with a
Draxi
trap as
opting
well.
to break. Yeah, an active trap, the tunnel out, and not many resources up. I don't think RD's got much to be playing for here.
He
Draxi
with the 50
goes for the
though.
greedy swing and actually wins the 50 as well. Is it enough? No, he's still zoned up here, choosing to play 4 up. I don't think we're going to see RD surviving much longer, especially with the wall hacks again.
Oh my god, this Undying is just the MVP of the game today. Oh my god. Just one specific totem is giving it's getting so much value.
Hold on, I'm gonna have a quick little flick through, look at our survivors' gen progress. I do see a gen being worked by Lucas at around 70%. I do believe is 7 down. So we're definitely not seeing the survivors slack in terms of gen pressure. But Draxi obviously listening into us. He can hear. He's going to the gen on 7 and hoping to find, I believe, Lucas caught off guard. He does see scratch marks, noticing that they've gone into the room on 8, and does actually get the find on the Jake here as well.
I do wanna say though, this is gonna be such a pressing killer because obviously pick and crouch and be stealthy, so servers have to like get off the gens when they have no info, and then Ruin's gonna eat up on those gens, and it's gonna be so much progress gone. Servers definitely have to play it extremely safe, but know when to play aggressive.
Oh,
They should be getting those progress.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think survivors definitely have not been doing a bad job, sorry, in terms of getting the gen pressure. But Draxi's been like in such a commanding role in terms of taking. Oh, I say that, and Vinny getting the Assassin's Creed body block from the pallet there. Absolutely amazing stun, and that means that Vinny lives to see another day, and we have undying MVP on 4 up yet again, right?
This totem, I don't. I think if you bring Undyne in the game, you don't usually expect to get a lot of value from the aura. It's more like a safe perk in case like your totems get cleansed. But oh my god, this Undyne genuinely can just be played solo. This just giving Draxis so much info about survivors every single time. Even in chase, it just oh my god.
Crossping.
Are we sure it's a crossbeam? Oh my god, those survivors beating away with something crazy.
I've seen some crazy hits, and I've also seen some
Yeah, that is
crazy
true.
misses as well. Like, Beaver does get the full stagger here and takes a hit though. Like, Ray, I'm not sure how to adapt to this match, because this match is high energy, and I feel like for a pig set I kind of wasn't ready to bring the heat. But we do see an empty classroom as well. Draxi going for a long range ambush, and the knife goes into Beaver's back, securing another down, another head trap. There's quite a lot of pressure on the survivors here. I do believe we'll be seeing a 4K, but it's just how many gens the survivors can pop, right? Tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I have been ready for the big buffs. Buff big sounds extremely impressive, but oh my god, we see two chance pop. That means Lucas has to get rid of his head pop, but this also means we might be actually getting out of this game. I did not expect this much pressure from survivors.
Yeah, definitely. With the chase times, I thought the survivors would have way less gen pressure for sure. But hello there, Lucas. Hello, buddy. Welcome back. Wake up. Yeah, we have seen quite a lot of gen pressure around the board. I'm not sure about the gen pressure standing now. However, we do know that 4 is a crowd favorite for our survivors there, especially with the Undying Totem as well. So we're not shocked to see a little bit of progress there. And swinging
Oh my
through.
god.
Okay, I can safely say I'm fairly sure it's a cross-ping match then, right? And we don't even get the trade.
This is
Oh,
this is so good for Draxia. This is a situation you're like dreaming about to have. Like, oh my god. I do wanna say though, Draxi definitely does know he's playing on crossbeam. He debunked all the myth, all the theories, you know? Like if you, just about when you think it's not a cross map with what survivors are getting away with, he just proves us wrong just by hitting like something absolutely incredible. This guy
oh yeah,
just knows how to play on ping.
he definitely does. I'm swapping between Draxi and Lucas here, and Lucas is playing for the pull going through courtyard, but he's just zoned away from it. Obviously, no unbreakable because although Pig received buffs, sizable buffs for the first time in forever, she's still not that kind of tier where it's going to be an unbreakable allowed in in that scenario. And yeah, we're just gonna be seeing a hit tank from our ace, a lovely little reusable pallet there, but nothing coming of it as Lucas is zone 4. Hello, we're getting a nice little cameo of Jonah's feet there. And I do believe we're just going to be seeing the exact same thing happen again as Lucas's
We
timer
might
is
actually be able
slowly but
to.
surely
We
goes
might actually
down.
be able to pick this.
I don't know what difference it's going to make, though.
It's-
That's the only thing, right?
I mean, if they get the pickup and get the hit tank, they might actually be able to do something. Ah, that's unfortunate though. Lucas has to
This
keep being in chase.
I mean, a down also works for Lucas here. Lucas doesn't die to his head pop, but it's still the same situation with only
Yeah.
one survivor alive. And Draxi has more than enough info. As we've seen, the info has been very consistent throughout the game because of the Undying Totem as well. And that is a 4k1 as long as we are actually able to get the Moris in, which I don't think will be a challenge here, right? Explain, do you think that was a good result? I think that's a very nice win con for our killer to be setting here.
Honestly, I wasn't sure how strong the new pig is, but oh my god, looking at this, I would say it's about average now. Like this generally seems like such an impressive killer now, especially in cross ping where you can't really play pallets safely. This just seems like something you can just pray to win.
Yeah, to be fair, I feel like Draxi also did us a huge favor in showing us the top level of a pig here. Like realistically, we saw some absolutely crazy plays here from Draxi. The ambushes through the pallets and the very last second hit ambushes. Oh my god, even just seeing it on the straight there, that is incredibly fast. I've not played versus a pig in absolutely ages, to be fair. And with a map like Midwich, you see a lot of god pallets and a lot of good loops, but Draxi just shutting them down and securing a 4k1 for his team Voodoo on the set that they picked. Unless you have anything else to add, Ray, I think we're just going to go into the intermission and we'll be back with you shortly with a reliance on the killer. Do you have anything to add?
Honestly, just amazing performance from both survivors and the pig. Obviously, Drax did a fantastic job with those dashes and it's just some mind-blowing hits, but survivors managing to put up with this pressure and actually popping almost all of the chance, that was genuinely impressive.
Definitely no complaints on the viewership side. So without further ado, we'll go into the intermission and we'll be back with you when Reliance are ready to go and try and step up to that lovely win concept by Voodoo here. See you guys soon. Back, everybody. We are back for the second half of the pig set between Voodoo and Reliance. We have Reliance playing killer here with Vinny on the killer. We saw Vinny. Oh my lord, I'm too tired for this. We saw Vinny playing Survivor for Reliance on the Survivor side of this. The win con, if I'm not mistaken, was a 4k1 set by Draxi. So we're going to be wanting to see all gens pop if you're rooting for the Survivor side, or you're going to be wanting to see a 4k2 if you're rooting for Vinny. I'm not alone, obviously. I do have my good friend Ray. Ray, take it away. What are we thinking about the results that we saw, and do you think this win con is feasible for a killer here?
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised to see this build from Winnie today. It's more, how to say, it's more a regular build. We can see our all loved and hated by some corrupt PR interruption combo. And we also see Dragon's Grip, which is a bit of an interesting pick, but I wonder if Vin's gonna get a lot of value from it. Oh my god, we see the stun!
Yeah, we didn't get the early hit through pallet that Draxi did last time, obviously. We have Resi taking chase on, I believe, 4 up. I'm kind of lost at the moment. That is 4 up, right, Ray?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so yeah, we saw. Sorry, I had to check there, just making sure I'm not coming the complete wrong way. No, wait, that's. Yeah, it is.
It
Sorry.
is, it
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, my apologies, my apologies. Yeah, this is 5 down. Okay, right. Brilliant. We got that out of the way. So yeah, we are seeing the crowd favorite eruption though, which has been a bit of a season 3 Dead by Dawn special. Being played in every game I've casted, bar one, and that was only for one half of a set, so very familiar with this perk. Dragon's Grip getting some action on the gen on 3 up as well, but nothing coming of it. Vinny just committing chase to 11 down on Resi here. Do you think that this is a good chase position to be taking for Killer?
I don't think it is. There's a lot of god palettes, there's a lot of basically resources in general to play, but it might also just be good to just get them out of the way. We also see some progress on the courtier gen, which is honestly surprising. It's such a hard gen to work on because it's so unsafe most of the times.
Yeah, definitely. I was not expecting to go into Courtyard and see pressure off our Saga here. Saga just completely reading Vinny's movements like an open book, like a newspaper picked up from the corner store, and just making distance towards 10 down. The pallet drop comes in, but then also taking a good hit back towards 8 away from the progress gens. I do think we're going to be seeing quite a lot of pressure on our 3 up if the survivor that took Dragon's Grip is just completely stayed on it. And if I'm not mistaken, that was it popping, no?
Yeah, I believe it's the option that popped, like one or something. But honestly, we're seeing way more pressure from Survivor side than we saw last game, and basically it just shows one more time why it's a Voodoo speak. They just know how to play the set, both on Killer and Survivor. Just doing an amazing job. We see two gens pop before the first down. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and we're seeing another survivor sitting on 3 up. I was mistaken, 3 up did not pop. However, that means that there's all the more gens that have progress here. Vinny's not really been blessed with pain res hooks as well. We do see a pain res on mid 9, or up 9 I should say, that's being used, but obviously the gen on 3 just pops. Voodoo are all over this set, man. They, as you said, ode to them. They clearly know what they're doing playing mid-witch, but I feel like that now that the pain reses are used up for Vinny, or now that Vinny's like doesn't have. Sorry, I'm completely waffling. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
okay.
like it was Ruin that completely changed the game around for Draxi because going versus a stealth killer with Ruin, you kind of have to play so safe, and just Ruin really takes a tick on those gens and all the pressure survivors have. If they have those short chases like we saw last game, then it just becomes anyone's pick, and especially good for the killer here.
We see an ambush, almost getting the grab on the gen though. Actually well played by Elvini. Getting the free tag for like this while still not letting anyone go for the pull. I do want to say though, I don't think Winnie's getting as much value out of the perks as Draxi did. That is an interesting
No,
play though, allowing servers to try to like get reset to get Dragon's Grip value, which is genuinely interesting and like I think it's something that Vinny really needs. He needs some of his perks to just shine and get the value out of them.
yeah, I am quite concerned with the lack of Ruin. Like, I know it definitely played very well for Drexia, and I know that different killers. Oh, a slow bolt
Ooh.
coming in, meaning that Drexy gets to 4 down. Absolutely amazing play. I hadn't even clocked that had happened. Drexy going back to the pallet. I don't think he makes it. But even then, still buying much more time than if he was just playing 50s on the pallet. Very well played for him.
You
Going back to
just
what I was saying though, but Ruin. Like, tell me about Ruin, Ray. Like, I feel like it's kind of
honestly,
needed on a stealth killer, no?
I don't think it's necessarily needed, but with the win cons like that, I would assume you would need something just to put pressure on survivors because while Eruption PR is just good perks in general, and so is the Dragon's Grip and Corrupt, I just think you need some more overall pressure on the map and not just on separate gens. Because as much as I like all of those perks, I just don't think you're gonna get a lot of value from them passively. You know, like when with Ruin, every time you like crouch and like no, there's no info on it. Basically, realistically, like almost all the gens are gonna melt down, and all the perk is gonna be gone. Well, with Eruption, people can just work on the gens. Like they're still gonna pre-leave and like all right, but gens are not gonna regress. And I just think Ruin is just such a good perk for this. On this
Yeah,
set, it just seems like almost necessary.
I do agree. That's why I brought it up. I felt like we'd be probably pretty strongly opinionated in the perk choices here. We are seeing no real gem pressure to note here, unless the survivors have been stacking a gem after the unhook, which I'm guessing is kind of what's happened. Oh, my POV is bugged. Thank you ever so much, Dead by Daylight. I'm just flicking around now that now that my POVs are stuck on the unhook animation, and we are seeing another gen pop here. I do believe that is. I
That is the
don't even
Tycoon
know.
Matt.
Yeah, that is a Tycon Met. Survivor's got to pop one more gen to beat the first set. Do you think that's doable?
Yeah, it's a definitely doable for survivors. We have four survivors all alive and well. No one's tunneled out yet. Basically, just really evenly spread stages. Survivors are chilling, you know. They can allow themselves to be way more aggressive than they usually would. We do see an amazing dash from Winnie though, just brilliantly played.
Yeah, doesn't commit to any chases. I feel like the chases have been altogether too long, and he's been very hesitant to commit to a chase, even playing with Eruption. We do hear the Jigsaw box on our left here, and we are chasing the Renato as well. So I do wonder if we're going to drop down the hole here and maybe play into it. No. Yes. So okay.
Hmm.
Okay, there we go. So we are seeing Renato get cut off or his distance cut down a little bit, but just leaving the chase again. Vinny very paranoid about any gens being worked. I mean, with a win con such as that, you kind of have to be. And that's where, again, I feel like the Ruin really would have helped our killer player here.
Yeah, honestly, I think Vinny just, as much as like I understand the play, he needs to commit to something at one point. He can't just like slowly check all the gens because the progress is gonna tick, the gen regression events are gonna like how do you say it? They're gonna
Run out.
stop working. Yeah, they're gonna run out. Like you have to commit something at one point. Like you can't just always basically little stare down with the killer. And Draxi is once again winning his 50. Draxi just, I think Draxis just knows everything about Pig. He's doing such an amazing job avoiding all the unnecessary tags and just playing beautifully and take all the instrument he needs when he can, and just knows some little funny little counterplays.
I
Honestly,
mean, yeah,
just doing an amazing
we saw
job.
the killer player. We saw him playing killer, so it's only right where if you play a hybrid of survivor and killer that you also do a good job playing versus them. You know, it's kind of rule of thumb. If you're good on the killer, then you're gonna be good playing versus the killer. At least that's something I've taken to note. So you see very good survivor sets with when they play the same uh, play on the same set as they do Killer. Sorry, bro, my brain's a bit of a go slow. I'm not gonna lie. A lot's happened,
Chilling.
and I kind of was taken off guard with the high energy pig set, which I kind of was not expecting for a stealth killer here.
No, genuinely, those sets. Oh my god, I'm missing a flashlight save. Just wow.
Oh,
Like just for that, Winnie is gonna get some pressure with like PR and everything. He just gets denied PR by flashlight save. Just brilliantly played by Team Voodoo. Just genuinely, I've said this a lot of times, but they just show why they picked the set. They're just kings on here.
I had no clue. I had no clue anyone was around. I didn't think anyone would be around. It felt like, they would just be working a gen cross map, but here
Yeah.
we are. Resi DBD is just clearly playing his own game. He wants to get the flashlight save, and he does. Vinny missing the hit here, and Battery Liquor manages to make 4 down. What a name, by the way. What a name.
Yeah, this Renata is someone with a sense of humor for sure.
Definitely a something. As we see Chase going to 1 down again, we still have pallets,
Oh
and
my god.
those flicks mean nothing. Battery Liquor manages to get the stun. Sorry, that is quite comical. And that is the last gen popping, meaning the win con has been met for the survivors. We still have this pallet. I thought this pallet was broken, to be honest with you, ever since the ace was here earlier.
Vinny's his 50s.
Finally, it feels like we've only seen this poor man lose his 50s here. Draxi got extremely lucky playing his 50s very well, and we are seeing Renato here taking chase towards 6, which I do believe probably means that the gate is being actively progressed on right now.
Yeah, and he's hearing the gate. You said, but he's oh, he mentioned the swing. Oh, that means Renata is out.
Wow. I don't think I've seen survivors play this aggressive on Midwich before. We saw a little bit of a little bit of slowed down pressure survivor side in terms of. Oh, we do hear the hatch. That means Draxi's chance of escaping, unless he's there right now, is probably very minimal. However, I feel like the pressure from our survivors here was exceedingly good going into this stealth set. What do you think?
Honestly, survivors just played so aggressively, even though they basically. It's such a set that you can't really be overly aggressive with, but survivors just proved me wrong, I guess. You see a friendly little barter. They just decided to talk about the game, I guess.
Post-game interview coming here into the onto the pig from Draxi. Oh my lord.
Maybe
Well,
Drax decided to give some tips and tricks.
well, that is a very obviously not a amazing result for our killer here, but definitely not something to be ashamed of as well. Because playing like the macro playing a stealth killer on Midwich, where you got survivors who know what they're doing very clearly, is definitely not something to be ashamed of. Getting the 1K5 stages. What are you thinking about that, Ray?
Yeah, no, against those survivors, I don't think it's a bad performance at all. Those survivors just they just knew what they're doing basically to like perfectly, and I don't think it's a bad result at all. They just I don't know, just well played about the teams. What can I say? I'm
Yeah,
genuinely shocked.
yeah, Drexy bringing the A game for Voodoo there, bringing the 1-0 first set down. Voodoo taking the first set. So I should probably put that in a very clear way. Voodoo taking 1-0 for the first set. There we go. Making sure everyone can hear in the back because I am clearly losing some of my brain power as we're moving into the start of the working week. But however, that is not the game discounted, and that is not Reliance out of the game. We do have Reliance's pick, which is only Cold Tower 1, coming up after this short break. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody, to Dead by Dawn Season 3, Round 6 of Voodoo versus Reliance. We have Reliance is killer pick here, which means Reliance is on the killer. We have Oni on Cold Tower 1. We saw Voodoo taking the first set, however, Reliance, with this being their pick, we're going to be seeing Beaver bring his A game. I'm not alone, though, obviously. Ray, tell me what we're looking at here, buddy.
Oh, we're obviously looking at Anya side, surprisingly. And oh my god, we've seen such a delayed world. Uh, Survivors are playing it so aggressively. Like, genuinely, at the start, the chase started like first like 10 seconds of the game, and we already seen a good chase on bottom. Rice is doing genuinely a pretty good job with a quite a strong RNG bottom.
Yeah, gonna be abusing the shack window and gets mind gamed. But the I feel a bot mid here. Does that mean now Rezi does not give tag, delays it a little bit longer? We're gonna have to be seeing a greed, and the greed comes
Uh,
out, delaying that hit. I think if Rezi drops this now, then first hit isn't for another while, and that's exactly what you want to be seeing from Survivor side here. Bevo struggling to keep up and just piling up the bloodlust, but Rezi and ultimately breaks it actually. So we see no hit coming through after Bloodlust has been piled up. Beaver just taking the distance that he's not willing to play for on Resi there and going topside, putting Eruption on the gen. Eruption we all know and love is another perk in our lovely Oni set here. We do have information on, I believe, everyone or everyone but one.
yeah, no, we've seen every single survivor so far. Survivors are doing. They're playing so aggressive. They just know they're safe within those walls of Cold Tower One. Just look at them. They just. It feels like they own the game, you know. They
Oh
just they just have no scare in the world.
yeah, heavily comfortable survivor side here, which is really what you want to be seeing. I love this high energy, man. Like, I genuinely love watching games where both sides are playing really well. I think Beaver's going to opt to kick the wall here. Indeed, he does, opening that up because we do see Brutal instead of Bam. I'm a bit of a bamboozle merchant when it comes to Oni because I feel like Brutal's a bit, you know, worth like not as worth. Oh my lord, not worth as much in terms of perk value when you could be blocking a window when you can insta break in power. There we go. Thank you.
I mean, I don't with such a massive, with such like crowded city RNG recently, with like all those Godrocks and everything. I think I have to vouch for Brutal. Like, can you imagine just having to hold the chase on bottom with like Godrock into Godrock into Godrock into Godrock? I don't think it's really a good idea. Making a wall.
Oh, oh, that Yoichi making that vault there changes a lot, delaying the hit even more. The third vault coming through, and Shack window blocks, meaning can't vault back. Beaver obviously thinking that Survivor got out of chase or took one vault out of chase, and we're going to be seeing 50s, which the Yoichi wins. This is an absolute masterclass, and delaying the hit until maybe even, yeah, another gen pops. So first hit comes at 3 gens, Ray. Is that what you want to be seeing?
Well, if you're rooting for survivors, that's definitely what you wanna see. For the killer though, I'd say it's a pretty normal hit recently. I think with the RNG on CT, well, that's definitely not a how to say. It's not a laydown for sure. I think now that it is down, the pressure's kind of coming back to Beaver. He can play off of it, even though he doesn't seem to have any treations bottom. He doesn't seem to have any treations at all, to be fair. But
Yeah,
he has power now and he has a hook. That's all you really want as a killer.
Yeah, Beaver seeing that Pain Rest hit 8, obviously high progress there. Eruption hit it earlier, so we're seeing two regression events there with Pain Rest being used. Beaver lost like his 3 gens. As you were commenting earlier, we like the closest thing we kind of have to a 3 gen is 4, 8, and Shaq, which is really not what you want to be seeing if you're rooting for Team Reliance here. Obviously, Beaver knows this and is kind of just proxying, not wanting to give the hook, the pull for free even. And we do see main popping as well, so survivors, are very well aware of the pressure that they need to be pumping out versus Oni, especially now that he's got his power.
We see quite an interesting power pop. I do believe we haven't seen a single survivor, but never mind, we see the scratches, I guess. Beaver is just better than I am, obviously. That's why I'm casting this much and not playing it, I guess. But
Beaver
but
has a stronger reshade, right? You got
I
to admit that.
apparently so, yeah. I need to ask him for it after the match. We see Rebecca go in second stage, which is probably something what you want to see as a killer, if you're rooting for the killer. I do want to say though, as much as this region is not the strongest one, oh, we do find Renato. I believe it's Renato. Ooh,
Ooh,
very
laying
good flick.
insane down. Yeah,
That was
definitely
well
no
played.
complaints. Definitely no complaints, and that means gonna be kicking the Gen on 8 as well. And I think we're just gonna be seeing another fresh hook, maybe a pain res coming up if Beaver does have that nice Scorch Hook RNG. Indeed, he
Yeah.
does. Hooking on mid, and if I were Beaver here, I'd be very. I think I saw the Yoichi going top right there on 2 maybe, but I'd be very wary about letting that tunnel out go, especially for free.
I do believe though, while this region is not the strongest one, we Swabbers don't have any resources on the bottom. I believe they dropped every single pallet and the Weaver has broken them all. So it will probably be a game of nutrition. People will have to just take tags and go bottom, top, and then take tags and go top, and then reset and go and take tags and go top and reset. I just, I actually, it's still a two-way game. I don't think we should count Beaver down after this one.
Definitely not. I mean, especially now that you've brought it up, I kind of wasn't thinking that laterally, but yeah, now that you say that, and taking tags versus Oni is kind of something, if you're a Survivor player, you're probably well aware you don't really want to be taking the tags against this killer.
Yeah.
Obviously, very scary power. Not as scary as it once was, sadly, with the flick nurse, but still a very commanding power, and that insta-down is just never good for Survivor side. We do see where the resets happen, and like high levels of blood, I'm not sure whether it's enough to give Beaver his power.
There is.
Oh, it is. I think we're just going to be seeing Chase coming onto Rubico here.
There's actually such an important chase. Beaver didn't get. Oh my. What an interesting play from Survivor. What can I say? The Beaver definitely didn't expect this, but he still gets the down regardless. And if he manages to get another down and find some slag. Oh, you can.
Oh my, okay, I was not familiar with your game, Beaver. My apologies. Hello. I think, oh, that does make
It's a
sense.
tunnel
Why
out
would
as
he
well.
double? I thought, bro, and this is our another survivor who has already been hooked as well. So the pressure is really turned for our survivor side here. Wow, I genuinely would not have thought that there would be a head on there. I'm guessing that's a head on. It has to be a head on, right, Ray?
I mean, I would assume so. Look at the builds right now. They are missing a head-on right now, so I would assume not Renata, Yoichi was a head-on. Because I believe in the first chase, he was also in the locker in check. I think I might have heard him jump out. Which is probably the reason Rezi played Shaq as, how to say it, overly aggressive as he did. But yeah, no, amazing found from Beaver, and this actually turns the game upside down, and now Survivors are in a really hard spot, and they absolutely have to. Never mind, I guess. Caster's Curse, for the first time for me.
I was gonna say we
Sounds-
were talking about this earlier that you haven't had your
yeah.
first Justice Curse moment, and here we are. Last gen popping, everything to play for here. We want to be seeing the most minimal um, survivor stages here if your team Voodoo. Resi getting the pull, Battery Liquor, obviously our second stage survivor, gonna be playing a lot more aggressive and being the candy for the killer and not wanting Resi to get hooked to get that four freshes.
Even though I still think Rezi, not Rezi, I'm sorry, my brain is not braining today, I guess. I still think Beaver can get a good result because everyone's injured. He can get so much bot on the map. Even though those gates are really far away from each other, I think he can still get a. Oh my god, he misses the flick. Oh, well played. Well played from our Renata. Very nice dodge. I do believe that Beaver can still. Well, we love TBT, I guess. Beaver can still get a good result by just playing safe and taking chases only when he needs to. Because survivors
Oh,
do have to overcommit to everything. Amazing flip from Beaver. Very well played, getting down on this Nia, which is definitely not a low stages.
definitely. And I do think we're going to be seeing a 9-stage game if Rezi is rotated for 6. And if that gate pops, then obviously Rezi and maybe Renato
Ye-
actually are out here. Oh, not if you walk into a tree. Very, very unlucky pathing there. Just wanting to check his distance versus Oni here. And Beaver going to be kind of pushing Ace out here. But Renato just really just trying to get out. Like, please. We do have 2 survivors still in. And obviously Ace not being let out. Do we get... It's enough! Oh, that changes a lot, Ray. That actually changes
this
insane
is
amount. So,
this is a lot of stages gone.
yeah, we see, I mean, only 1 from Renato, but that also means that the fresh from Ace was never
Yeah,
found. And so that is a 3 fresh, 8 hook, 2k.
and we do seem to have lost our Nia, which I'm looking at it right now. She is crawling to the gate. She might get out. She might just get out. And that would be a lot missed stages from our killer here. He has to just get inside the gate and just wait for the Nia here. Because Nia is not a fresh, so if she bleeds out, it doesn't change anything for the killer. So our best our best play right now is just stay in the gate and just wait for the survivor. Unless we see their blood and we find Nia.
I was watching that from the Nia's perspective, and that
Yeah.
was quite comical. You hear the ominous terror radius and then hide in a bush. It's like 2016 all over again with the Blendettes just camping inside inside the bushes. But no, that is a very good result from kind of both teams here. Definitely not bad from our killer. Beaver showing that he can play Oni very well, getting a latish tag and still managing to salvage it with the insanely nice flicks and good game sense. However, we do see like 3 freshes and
I believe it was an 8 stage game.
yeah,
I might
3
have missed
freshes
something.
with 8 stages, I do believe.
Definitely not a bad performance at all. Props to both the teams. Very well played. Really
Props to
solid.
props to Reliance there. Voodoo on Survivor, definitely not something to scoff at either. However, you know, we don't know the outcome of the game until the second half of the set is played up. So we'll go into a brief intermission and we'll be back with you with Voodoo playing Oni, Cold Tower 1, trying to beat a 3 fresh 8 stage. We'll see you then.
just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Tonight, we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up. When I'm blue, I think of you in your eyes, how they look at mine, so kinda like that. You slow down time and everything's just fine. I was ocean swimming with just wishbone thinking of my life, the vision drifting by until I found a lighthouse in your heart, shining like a beacon of bright stars. How did life go wandering far until I found a lighthouse in your heart, guiding me out the dark.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the set two of Oni Cold Tower between Voodoo and Reliance. We do have Voodoo on killer here. We saw Reliance do a really good result of a 2k8 stages with 3 fresh on their side here. And we are seeing Battery Liquor playing for Voodoo here, trying to find that early stealth. And we do actually find a Jake Park very out of position here, but does make the 50-50 pallet drop. And are we going to be seeing a hit? Sorry, Ray, I'll give you something to talk about if you're also here. Okay, this is very
Well,
different pacing. This is very different pacing. Sorry, I'll let you talk
for
about it.
sure. Thank you, Will. I don't want to say though, my boy Battery Leaker for sure watched our casting before because he chose your favorite perk, Bamboozle. We do see the add-on so early though.
I feel like that wasn't needed with the distance. However, Bamboozle kind of means that main is not very safe to play, so I do see the idea. However, we are seeing Chase heading towards our uncorrupted gens, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. Ray, do you have any comment to pass?
Honestly, the Oni already has power. I'm really surprised. It seems like the game just started. We do see pretty much the same build though, which is honestly I think it's kind of the staple for Oni at this point. Just kind of everyone just runs the same 3 perks and then it's either Bamboozle or Brutal.
What have I just witnessed?
Nice. Fantastic job just dodging the swing, absolutely bamboozling the Bamboozle killer, and forcing the locker with Chuck.
It's definitely a play. It worked. It somehow worked. You know, it's not a 50-50 if you win it. So realistically, RD doing the correct play there and making the safe pallet drop, but still just forcing Locker getting Oni out of that power state. I don't think Oni now has enough blood in the entire map to get power back. So realistically, not actually a bad Locker force there. Even though it is kind of around the gens that Reliance are going to be wanting to pressure here.
I don't think they have as much of a chance. Actually, no, they do have a pretty good region bottom and top, to be fair, right now. I do think they've lost a lot of the time just in the bottom, so Strava's gonna pop top gen. So yeah, I think just chasing bottom is a good play. We don't see. Do we get target here? We don't. Oh my god, Stravers are bringing it back after the peak. After this peak match, Stravers have decided to not get hit through windows and pallets.
Oh yeah, they just reject the cross ping. If you don't
Yeah.
leave the cross ping, it can't hurt you. So,
I'm not on ping. I'm not on ping.
fingers crossed there in terms of not getting ping hit. But we are seeing Battery Liquor take chase onto the Renato, and this is no, they weren't believing hard enough. I tell you. Oh, that's changed a lot. Dying in the 3-gen now because of that absolutely diabolical cross ping hit. Oh, Ray, it's all go. I don't know what I'm seeing. And this is a pain res actually as well on the tunnel out, which is going to slow down gens all the more for our killer side here.
Yeah, no, this is a really. I don't think it's the down that Reliance wanted. It's something that you'd rather avoid. Didn't region like that, but also like just giving power and like I don't think they're in a good spot right now. They still have 4 gens and they basically have a dead hook survivor. It's not where you want to be in.
Definitely, especially with Battery Liquor so confident on the Oni. Oh my god. Like, it's just a 50 after a 50 and Battery Liquor winning. Obviously, not much you can do if you're Beaver in that situation, but taking pursuit onto the fresh unhook survivor, not the fresh unhook, the fresh unhooker, and that is Vinny going down. I think we're just gonna pop and paint. Pop? Oh my lord. Sorry, everything's taken me so off guard. High energy Oni game and high level of waffle from my mouth. But that is the second pain res of the match, meaning gens are going to be looking a bit worse for wear from our survivor side there.
I do want to say though, it's so much pressure that Battery Liquor is making right now. We're still at 4 gens, but we have basically a dead hook survivor and another pen that's used. Survivor just needs to pull out an insane performance to come back from this.
Oh, that is not what you want to be seeing from survivor side if you don't want that early tunnel out. Unless Beaver's here with the jiggiest head on we could ever imagine. That means that our tunnel out is now back in chase, especially around main as well, with nothing really like to use because we saw Ormond being thrown. We obviously have the tile 2 and the filler 1 if it is there.
You have Godrak 1 as well. It's not the worst, but Onya has power now, and it's gonna be a relatively short chase regardless of what you're gonna do. You have to kind of jig it and just win it, but we do not see the jiggy.
unfortunate mispath there. I mean, as you said, not really anything Artie can do, and that is a tunnel out at 3 gens, which is significantly quicker than what we saw with Reliance's Survivor. No, not Reliance's Survivor, with Reliance's
It's
Killer. Oh
killing.
my lord, it's been a long day.
You're kidding. No, genuinely, it's a way faster than allowed, and just a lot of pressure from Oni. I do want to say the survivors are not giving up and just they still have a lot of pressure. I'm scrolling right now through survivors and we see the gen on 3 is being really high progress, and we also have a gen on 7 that's been really high progress, basically 90%. As we see Battery Liquor getting blast mined, so I was probably like laughing at him right now, going like, ha ha ha, got blast mined.
Okay. Okay. Time to take your meds, Ray. Time to take
uh,
those meds. But no, we have seen another gen pop. I do believe, as I was flicking through, as you said that, Viva here. Oh, a
amazing flick,
lovely
oh my god.
flick. A lovely flick there, and that early down, early-ish into the chase down, and a pain res.
It's
I
not a
do
pain
believe.
dress.
Yeah, oh, the Survivors gen pressure is being absolutely zeroed if it wasn't before. As you said, with Survivors not resetting, I feel like they could kind of get away with it, but if they're playing for stages out here, I'm not quite sure how it's going to look for the longevity of the game, Ray.
They just have to juke absolutely every single power that the Oni is gonna have, and he's gonna have a lot of them because survivors are not really resetting. So they just like trying to put as much pressure on the gens as they can. They do get the not the reset, the pull. Oh my god, I'm also. I guess I should get my meds.
Oh,
uh,
it's all good fun at Dead Boy Dawn Cats. Okay, hello there, Vinny.
what they need to. We should. Oh my god,
What am I watching?
he's cooking.
Oh,
Holy!
this is what we were just saying. Reliance needed on their Survivor and makes God Rock 4. Battery Liquor should not have let that happen. Is it enough? It is enough, and I think we're going to be seeing the lasting of the power here. Vinny makes window 3, and Battery Liquor has no choice but to leave. I was
Vinny,
expecting a down. I was expecting a down.
no, that's what everyone should be expecting. Oh my god, we need just pulled up the impossible. Just blasting the entire Oni power and basically nothing. Doing an amazing job just denying this down. This is exactly what Reliance needed. This might actually like happen. This is what they need to be doing. If they manage to get their like chance done and the resets maybe, this is just they might just be able to be in a good spot. Though the Oni has obviously all the blood he wants on the map. But I wonder if Win's gonna be able to do the impossible again.
Well, he gets the safe vault here, but Bamboozle coming in, obviously. Thank you, Battery Liquor, for bringing that instead of Brutal, obviously. We're seeing a lot more value there, main being rendered completely useless, instead of just being made slightly worse for Survivor. We are seeing progress gens pretty much everywhere, but not really enough for our Oni to take much, care about. However, we are seeing high progress on Shaq and some scratch marks, so I think that the Survivor is stealthing in one of these two lockers. Obviously, Beaver's still alive with head on. Hello! Showing us firsthand exactly what perk he was planning on using there.
Very funny, silly, interesting mind game from Battery Laker, but obviously Beaver has seen it all. He's prepared for this. He just stuns and makes all the distance he wants. I wonder if he reaches the Godrock with the ping though. Is Battery Laker gonna be able to swing through it? No, he's not. Very good drop and just reaches all the safety he wants.
Yeah, making it towards those tiles is especially what you want for Reliance here because they don't have any real fillers. Obviously, we saw, I think Godrock 1 is still up if I'm not mistaken. I don't think our
It should
Renato
be,
actually
yes.
dropped it. Yeah, so obviously if Beaver plays correctly here and doesn't get... Oh!
Oh.
Had that been a fast spot, I think he maybe could have won that, but that's just very unlucky. Obviously, tension high, only with about to get Bloodlust even, and we do see a hook edge 1. Um,
Which is
it,
painless,
it's
but
back and
I don't think
forth.
Beaver's painless.
Nah, Beaver's already been playing.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy, gotta keep up on those fresh hooks, chain res hooks. It's
I
a lot
believe
to
Lou
count
is the
tonight.
last painless we have. But
Yeah,
no, honestly, survivors just need way more pressure right now. They are.
Lucas Edge. I saw Lucas Edge. I think Battery
I
like
think Better also did this.
yeah,
Guess it's the wrong spot though.
he was all
My
the way back
think
behind Edge. Yeah, behind this. I'm so sure of it.
He might be thinking he's kidsing right now, but no, he
Oh,
finds
okay.
Lucas, and Lucas joking him.
What am I
Survivors
witnessing,
are
right?
making Survivors are making some crazy plays, just denying the fast downs on basically nothing.
Still not in. Oh, this is our seventh hook of the game. Survivors only have one more hook they can give before Tycon is met, and we're still at 3 gens. I'm not
It
quite
won't be a
sure.
Tycon. Even one more hook is gonna be a win for
Oh
Battle League
yeah,
because of the 4 freshes.
refreshes. Yeah, exactly. You are correct indeed, Ray. I'm so sorry. Talking
Yeah.
as if I know anything about the game.
I locked in after you said I need to lock in on my flashes. I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
And we see Anya almost basically just getting almost all of his power back just by running down, running back up to the side. Just basically, I think it's just an infinite blood for the Anya at this point, and the resets are just they're just useless to reset now. I just
yeah. I feel like with Oni you have to be very like you gotta kind of stall the first hit obviously, but then you also gotta choose if you're willing to sacrifice your stages for extra gem pressure and giving Oni lots of powers to then get the gem pressure up. And I feel like Reliance kind of wanted to go and speed blitz the game here. And we do see Vinny and Chase. Obviously, something was happening while I was yapping about fresh hooked and and game plan here. And we do see some scratches on seven, and we do see a wild Lucas here as well,
oh, nice
crouching on the
couch in
corner
the
of Shaq.
bushes.
Actually, yeah, that's the second time we've seen pushes at Shaq be
One very good crouch again. Batrick is being just right now. This just shows why Reliance. Yeah, no, I don't think this is gonna work times nobody. Yes, no, no.
Oh, Battery Liquor wants to have his Xeno game sense moment and find Beaver off out of his natural habitat, which is a locker, but doesn't find anyone. And this is the I believe second stage of Lucas being put on the basement hook. Obviously, quite poor positioning there and not giving himself much time. But against an Oni in power and with gens that need to pop, there's not really much Reliance could do in terms of pre-running that.
This unfortunately is the Wincon being mad and would have taken the second set and taken the game. But Servers are gonna play for their basically the best result, and they can still out this game. They
Oh
do
yeah.
have a pretty good split for the chance, and it's it can still be a really good result. And yeah,
Definitely do not count.
oh my
Oh!
god,
Lucas is going to write a letter to behavior telling them to buff Shaq. This has been an absolute tragedy for this poor man. He's been caught out of position like one, two, or three times on Shaq. We see Battery Liquor taking chase towards 8, and I believe Vinny in chase now. Our previous savior of the game. Is he got enough to give or enough resources to be giving it his all? He does manage to evade another Demon Dash here, and Battery Liquor out of power, but obviously the game being one for Voodoo, survivors are just playing for the ego and the bragging rights here.
yeah, no. So ours are still in a good position. This challenge Shag, I'm pretty sure it's out of regression events, and it's also got a lot of progress. And they also do have this gen on, I believe, 3 this, I think. Am I mistaken? But they do still have a top chance to work, so it's definitely not over for survivors. They can still out this match, even though it's 2v1.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like it's highly unlikely that Battery Liquor does misplay to the level that would be needed in order to let two gens plop. Plop? Oh my lord! Two gens plop while being a 2v1. However, nothing is, certain and it's DBD at the end of the day. We're going to be seeing Battery Liquor kicking one, obviously, Eruption applied, all pain res is used. This has been a very, like, dominant set for Battery Liquor here as Voodoo's only player. We do see a head on. Beaver's got to get married to this perk at this point, man. He's been using it and he's cornering himself, catching himself like a Pokemon. Hello there, Beaver.
Uh,
Unluckily going down towards the only gen that I'm aware of with high progress. However, Shaq is still high progress. Obviously, I'm just fumbling over my words. I know what I mean. And this is Vinny
I mean,
going
unpop
down as
this.
well. Yeah, sadly, Survivor was not able to get the 4K1 result that they were hoping to by popping the gen on Shaq, and Painres Eruption was just a bit too much for the pressure that they had.
No, well played from the Battery Leaker. Absolutely dominant performance. Just very fast first hit, and just amazing using of ability. Even though they get juked a bit, they still managed to just put so much pressure to survivors that they just couldn't handle it. Well
Oh yeah,
played.
definitely. You know you can't count Voodoo out of anything. They're a definitely dominating side in terms of their sets and their picks. We saw great games to be fair. Like not even just Voodoo, just in general. We saw some lovely games, some great power usages on both Pig and Oni from both sides realistically. But that means that Voodoo takes the game 2-0 to 2-0 to Voodoo, sorry, means Reliance lose. But I have no complaints in that result, to be honest. I felt like even though Reliance didn't get the best results in terms of fascination and energy to watch, they definitely bought it, man. Like you have to give it to them. That was not a bad performance by any means of the word.
No, they definitely played solid, and I don't think those are bad results whatsoever. They played fantastically, and they deserve the credit they do. They have, yeah, they very well played from both the teams. I am losing my mind here.
Uh, Same with me. You know, Ray, I feel like our time casting as a lovely duo has come to an end with Voodoo, obviously. I'm gonna restate that Voodoo taking the set 2-0. Very well played by both Voodoo and Reliance. However, that is not all for Dead by Dawn today. We do actually have another match which is happening in an hour and a half, which is between Sovereign and Exile. The sets being Wesker, Bubba, and Tiebreaker Wraith. Oh my lord, I'm gonna be so happy to get off casting. I tell you, I tell you that for nothing. Oh my lord, I definitely need a break. But so stay tuned, keep up with the updates, and it's been lovely having you guys here.